The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Hold up, hashtag heels for life. Wanna welcome everybody, yeah, we gotta get it hype. Hey, every week talking wrestling, we get into it. Current events, even guests that we're interviewing. Hosted by Chris, Kid USA, and Nappy Boy. Shout out to Ziggy, put the smack down, you can't ignore. The best you gon' find anywhere online. Tell the competition they about to get clothesline. Hold up, hashtag heels for life. Let's go.
Welcome to Hashtag Heels for Life Wrestling Podcast, episode 192. On the road to 200 episodes, I am your host, Mr. Team Bring It.
Yeah, I'm Rockin' Reed.
I'm DJ Red Flags, the heel you love to hate.
Hey, I don't know about
And who are you down there?
Oh, I said my name. I'm the enforcer.
Oh,
I
okay.
said my name already. What are you talking about?
You was talking over people, so that's why.
No, I wasn't. I waited till he got done.
Right. Okay. What you say, Reese?
Well, I said, I don't know about any of y'all, but 9 hours of wrestling in a row. And I was about to say, y'all know how, like, you have, like, a sugar high and then all of a sudden it crashes and you're like, oh, Lord. That's how I felt like at the end of last night because, man, great Worlds Collide, great All Out, and hell, even great Clash of the Castle weekend. I was like, man, I felt like I was in paradise.
But yes, before we start, everyone, first what we need you to do is give a thumbs up to this video and comment. Then I need you to subscribe to our YouTube page, and I need you to hit that notification bell to get news and rumors from Hashtag Heels for Life Wrestling Podcast on YouTube and on Facebook. So, like Mr. Reese was saying, it's been exciting and draining weekend, everyone. I don't think we're gonna get to Worlds Collide today. If we do, it'll probably be sometime this week. We'll probably like do a special, whatever, and do a view or a review on that show because like that show was awesome. So, but yes, tonight. This afternoon, we're going to talk about AEW All Out in Chicago, Illinois. And as you can see, I have All Out 2021 versus All Out 2022. If you really, really look at it, the similarities, there are no similarities. Everybody was happy last year. Everybody's angry this year. So we're going to dissect all of it. Also on our second segment, we're going to talk about the CM Punk media scrub meltdown. So the reason why we're breaking all of this shit down because that segment needs to be its segment alone.
Yeah.
But we're going to get into all of the matches from start to finish. That's us beginning with the 0 hours. So we're going to start with that. Reese, did you want to start us off?
Yes, sir. First of all, we kicked it off with the AAA mixed tag team titles as the Spanish god himself, Sammy Guevara, and his lovely wife, Ty Mello, defeated Ortiz and Ruby Soho.
Oh, excuse me. Okay.
I would like to say one thing about that match, and that's that nasty bump Ruby took.
Yeah.
Nasty, scary bump that she took. I hope she's all right because that like a possible neck injury.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, and yeah, you never want to see anything like that happen. And I know, like this case, like sometimes accidents like that are pretty freaky. So yeah, thoughts and prayers to Ruby on that one. But I want to acknowledge something else. Is it just me, or does Sammy has this knack for getting ran over by like carts and shit? Because it happened in the first Stadium Stampede, it happened again last night, and I think Ortiz was responsible for both of them.
I think three. I think that's what a total of 3 or 4 times he got ran over. But I think that's one of those things. That's a type of being elite, regular comedy spot that they always do. They just brought it into AEW since that was like a huge meme at the time too, when he got ran over the first time, and now he just kept on doing it. You see a golf court and Sammy in the same area. He's gonna get ran over by it.
Yeah, me personally, I did not see none of 0 Hour. And I'm kind of glad I didn't. So I can't speak on it.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't miss that much, but that bump was disgusting. I think there were reports that her nose was slightly broken. When that bitch is all the way broken now.
Well, I think her nose was broken because she took that Thai KO directly to her face. She took that right directly. The knee. It reminded me of when CM Punk did Go to Sleep, the Rey Mysterio years ago. It was just like that. It reminded me of that.
Oh wow! All right. Want to go to the next match, Reese?
Yep. All right. Next up, the FTW Championship was on the line as the undefeated Hook took down Angelo Parker of the Jericho Appreciation Society. And this one gets a funny mention because after the match, Matt Menard, and no, I'm not calling either one of those two by their nicknames. Matt Menard got involved in the matchup.
I think like Sugar Nipples or something like that, or Tiny.
He's the one that Jericho once called the SpongeBob Squarehead or whatever it was.
Oh, gotcha.
But but then to come to Hook's rescue was none other than Action Bronson, who, for those who don't know, Action Bronson actually sings Hook's theme song, Chairman's Intent. And he actually threw Menard and Parker out of the ring.
He should be a wrestler. How big he is. He should be a wrestler.
Well, either that, he'd be more effective security than most of the security that we see at AEW and WWE, but that's another story another time.
I mean, I don't. Now, I'm not gonna come out here and say I'm a fan of his music because I really heard his music, but I am a fan of his shows on Vice City when he goes around the world, like he's Wolfpan. My man Wolfman Puck eating all the food. That's about it. But yeah, I think that's the only spot you could talk about this match. It was just a regular Hook squash match, and then the thing that happened after the match. That's it.
Yep.
All right.
Man, I wish I could pull the yup off better than Hook though. But yeah.
Is it sad that Hook is getting more TV time than Warlow is? And I don't know if that's just me seeing that. Like this FTW belt is getting more
irrelevant,
more relevant than the TNT title.
More recognized. It's getting more recognized. That's why I keep on saying you might as well just recognize, start calling the outlaw belt. But at the same, to say that he getting more TV time, think about it. His matches don't go long as 3 minutes.
But that's fine.
So you can put that in anywhere. You can put that anywhere.
They can do the same thing for Warlow, but they're not.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no! He was he's. I hope he don't fall on this trap when we get to Warlow. But I hope he don't fall on this trap that the chase is more entertaining than the title run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because we was all into the symphony before he had the title.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, with the exception of last night, he don't do that much symphony. He just do a powerbomb and that's it. Until last night, of course. You got to make him real mad or make it personal for him to do the symphony now.
So Ty said that the reason why people are pissed off at the All Out pay-per-view because people on Twitter was spoiling everything on the All Out pay-per-view, especially in MJF as the Jokers.
Yeah.
But how can they spoil everything and everything was live?
Because we've been calling it ever since this debacle of him was when MJF was gone. We all I think everybody in this show said it was a work because it didn't make sense for him to breach contract and go to WWE. Even though I know a lot of people say he's gonna go to WWE. And also the storyline was for MJF to challenge CM Punk for the title.
Yeah, I mean we've been through that, but like, I don't know. I mean, they shouldn't get upset behind it. I
No.
mean, I think it was predictable. It was just like a matter of like when and where he was going to show up. And this all circled around, CM Punk. So, yeah.
Where, when, and how.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they answered all those questions last night.
Yep. Yeah. All right,
We'll get to that later, please.
Yeah, we will.
All right, next up, we had the Bastard Pac defending the All-Atlantic title against Kip Sabian, and I had to say this one was definitely a hell of a matchup. Pac would, of course, retain with the Black Arrow, but then afterwards, that's where things got a little interesting. Because Tony Schiavone was up on the ramp trying to interview Pac to see where he's going to do next. But then all of a sudden, Orange Cassidy walks out, and Pac was very direct with him. He said, "Sorry, lad, not a wrestler," and then walked off. And if anybody remembers, then like my boy Tone likes to say, here's that recycling bin coming up again.
Oh yeah.
Who's Orange Cassidy's first in-ring match against AEW?
Pac.
And of course, right there in Chicago.
Right. And that's
long-term storytelling.
And the beauty about that is, if you're not an indie fan, you didn't know that Orange Cassidy could go until that night.
I mean, like, if you haven't like watched like indie wrestling or whatever, and you haven't followed his career, a lot of people would say that this man is trash. I mean, this is what happens when you're supposed to be a so-called smart mark and you don't do your research. So yeah.
And not to mention that, remember their story also goes, it intertwines when they both was going after Kenny with the World Heavyweight title.
Yep.
And Orange Cassidy almost became champion if it wasn't for Pac or Andon. But it's going, if we working towards that, I'm looking forward to it. But what Pac said, damn, kind of burned. Call him a joke. He said he's not a wrestler, you're a joke. You're a clown. You don't deserve this title shot.
Once again, I did not watch this match. I don't even think I did all three of them. So yes, I remain silent.
Well, get to the next one then, because you really got something to say.
I know this one's going to be, of course, rematch, a long time in the making. The Mad King, Eddie Kingston defeated the Stone Pitbull Tomohiro Ishii. And I'm going to say this. If y'all thought Sheamus versus Walter Clash of the Castle was a hard-hitting matchup, these two put on an equally hard-hitting matchup, because by the time this match was over, this
I thought this was like first match of the night.
Yeah.
It was, if I gotta use a JR, it was bowling shoe ugly. It was just straight, it was just stiff. It was stiff as shit. All they did was they replayed their match they had in New Japan Strong, with this time Eddie Kingston winning. That's all it was.
The suplexes that Eddie was giving were so fucking scary because he couldn't pop his hips or deliver them correctly, and I'll just wait for him to break this guy's neck, Ishii's neck.
Yeah. Well, you can't break it. You can't break something that's not there. You can't break something that's not there. Ishii do not have a neck, bro. It's straight head and shoulders. There is no neck.
So
and it's never not working.
So Hill said that Ishii versus Ishii versus Kingston was match of the year.
He's drunk.
Okay.
I was about to say, but now
respectfully, he's drunk.
It's not. Yeah. I want to say match of the year, but for those two, like I said, you watch New Japan Strong with their first match, and you watch this. It's almost identical. It's almost identical, except for like my man Red said, the suplexes was kind of scary, and he kind of landed on his head most of the time. But then again, like I said, also Ishii don't have no neck, so he's okay.
Yeah, and Kingston also, I knew at one point, like it looked like his shoulder kind of popped a little bit. So.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. But basically, yeah, after this match, yeah, Ishii was staggering around the ring, and yeah, Kingston actually tried to go up and offer a little respect, but Ishii shook him away.
Oh yeah,
And Eddie was just like, all right, okay, I'm out.
No, that's Ishii for you. He respect you already. He don't need you to shake his hand, pound the back end. Oh, good job, buddy. He know he did a good job. You don't need to tell him.
Well, I think it was more. I don't think it was that. I think it was more he was just trying to help him to the back because Ishii was kind of, after all them suplex and stuff, he's kind of staggering around like a man who had one too many sake bombs or something. Don't do that.
I'm sorry. If I'm fighting you and we whooping each other's ass that way, I ain't shaking your hands right afterwards, man. No. I don't want to shake your hand. Don't get near me. Don't touch me. Don't look at me. If you look at me again, we're going back at it.
I see you around. We're gonna do a round 3 of this. That's what it was.
So,
Shake my hand after the round 3, but right now, nah, it's bad.
Nah, you just beat me.
So you mad because I whooped your ass? So you're not gonna shake my hand?
No.
Yep.
It's not mad at you whooped your ass, but all right. If you come up, if you got a hard hit, this is talking about Ishii, his history. If you come out with a strong fight, that's all he wants. That's his wrestling match. All his wrestling matches is he bring out either the best in you or he bring out the dog in you. And listen, people know I'm a big Ishii fan. So with him, he don't want you to pick him up and help him. He got this. Chill out. But at the same time, now we're 1-1. We're gonna do this again. I gotta get the upper hand. Don't touch me. Don't touch me right now.
Okay. All right. Let's go on to the next one.
All right. Then to the main pay-per-view. It started off with the casino ladder match. And for the third time in a row since we've had this, the Joker wind up winning. But unlike the previous casino matches, this one ended a little bit differently. Because, that's just putting it mildly. Because, first of all, a group of masked men, who we would later find out were Stokely Hathaway, Heath Page, Lee Moriarty, William Morrissey, and, of course, the Astro Boys, Colton and Austin Gunn. All attacked, the Lucha Brothers, Claudio, Wheeler, Dante, and Roosh, and Andrade. Then all of a sudden, we hear a little sympathy for the devil, and a guy comes out with a clown mask. Now, mind you, Stokely already grabbed the poker chip right now, and of course, coming out unmasked. He hands the poker chip to the man coming out in the clown mask. So, naturally enough, the Joker winds up winning. But the Joker would not reveal his identity. Well, at least he wouldn't reveal it. Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, so before I get to that, it's a spot on the match that I loved from Andrade to Willie Euler. And I see a lot of people showed it, so I guess I ain't the only one. The sunset flip powerbomb to the ladder.
Yep.
That spot, I am petrified of that spot because anything can happen with that spot. And these ladders, as they try to advertise as metal, people, they're not metal. They're wooden, spray painted ladders. Don't that. So it could go wrong. It could go wrong. That's why I'm terrified of that spot. And the situation with the men all with black. Oh, I see he's watching, so let me give him his due. Jacquez called this shit, and I thought it was outlandish how he called it. He called it from the point, like from the men coming in, surrounding, beat up everybody. But that Stokely took out the mask and he had the chip. I told people this now. Remember this. Stokely used to wrestle. Stokely used to wrestle. So I kind of like thought that he was coming back to wrestling when he grabbed it. He realized, oh shit, Stokely gonna get a title match. Until he called that devil out. Look how he walked. He could try to change his walk all he want. That was the MJF walk. He did the finger wave. That's the MJF finger. I like. I think everybody that was on the group chat. It's MJF, MJF, MJF. They knew already. So but the only thing we didn't know was he gonna reveal himself later on tonight, or was he gonna wait till Wednesday, come out and do the CM Punk promo that he used later on? We're gonna talk about that. So I was like, that was a interesting way. Let them beat their ass for a 10, 15 minutes, and then we finish them off and we take the damn shit for ourselves. So I like that. I liked it.
It was definitely different. It wasn't the best ladder match that I've seen AEW produce, but it did serve its purpose. You know, I guess that was the only downside about the ladder match. It wasn't that good, but you know, the end result, it was cool. I liked it.
Look at the participants in it. I think
I don't understand that. Why is it that they're always putting teammates inside of these ladder matches?
So you can do tag team spots with the most comfortable person you could think of.
And this is why we keep saying that the talent pool in in AEW is completely bloated. It's like you got all of these chips, but you don't know what to do with these chips strategically.
So you put the tag teams together. I mean, teammates like that.
That's very stupid.
If it was a tag team ladder match, I would understood. But this is for a single competitor's chance to get a title opportunity. And you right now, you put in people's head like, oh, he could turn on his partner and blah blah and all this.
Thank you.
Oh, and Dante was the only solo person in the match, which that's another thing I was saying. Yeah, right. That's the other thing I was saying. The competitors that was in this match, some of them was not ladder match. Look out of place. Ladder match. Roosh looked out of place in the ladder match.
Yes, it was a lot of people in that ladder match that looked very out of place. And I don't know, like ladder matches are like one of my most favorite matches. Like I grew up on ladder matches. But this particular one was just so, I'm like, who the fuck booked this shit? Like
uncoordinated? That's the word you're looking for? Uncoordinated?
It was very uncoordinated. Yes, very much so.
And to go up on something going in right, it was alluded to. Yeah, I'll tell you what spot stood out to me the most. Roosh had a chance to actually end this match early, and he had the ladder set up. But then as soon as the countdown went down, and then you see Andrade walking out, there's like, oh, no, this is for you. And I was like, no, you wasn't, motherfucker, because you was trying to end this match before Andrade even got out here, which is why you tore through Phoenix and Yuta so quickly.
Do you think that, oh, God, do you think they try to plant a seed for Rooster versus Andrade? Because, you know, they got years of jealousy, you know.
Yeah, too early. Not yet.
So it's too early for that, but not too early for everybody else, right?
No, it's too early because they just formed as a tag team.
Well, no, but they got history. I
know they got history, but why would you do it and you just form? Like, I mean, you can plant the seeds. I mean, if you're planting the seeds, yes. Last night will probably be a good start, but I won't break them up.
That's what I meant.
Yeah,
that's what I meant, Christopher. My bad. That's what I was trying to get at. I didn't mean to shush you this early. You know, I was planting the seeds.
Shush me. You couldn't.
No.
Maybe you should stick with that.
I was planting the seeds.
Shush. You
shoot him on the show.
You shoot him with them damn glasses on. Shit, goddamn
it. Next match.
What's next?
All right. This one's gonna be fun.
All right, that's right. The trio titles, the Elite versus Dark Order, and this one,
I would say hands down, best match of the night. Like one of the best matches of the night.
Kenny looked amazing. This is I'll call this Kenny 2.0.
Yes.
You know what I like about this? Yeah. Kenny looked 100%.
Did he though? The way he was moving, everything.
Hey, hang on, y'all. Hang on. Okay, for the people that's in the comments, please stop talking about the backstage politics. We are going to talk about that on the next segment. Please follow through the matches, okay? I get that the backstage shit has overshadowed everything we've seen for 5 hours. I get it. But yes, stop talking about it. Let's just talk about the matches, okay? Cool.
So, okay, so this since we talk this match right here, my question is to y'all. Did the right team win?
No.
No.
No, not at all.
Okay, so I'm not the only one that because honestly, I think this is the death knell. If it's not the death knell, the final nail in Dark Order.
Yeah, because I want to tell you first of all, and I forgot whether it was Tony or Excalibur who brought it up, but yeah, we usually hear that somebody brought their family to the arena. It's like it's rare for them to bring family. Then I'm thinking, oh, they're going over with this one. Now, yeah, we knew that if Kenny came back, that they were going to say, oh, the Elite's going to win the championship because that's the only reason Kenny's coming back.
But I mean, look what happened though. Look what happened.
Not only that though, I told y'all this once before that when the AEW started, everybody thought that Kenny was going to be the first AEW champion, the Young Bucks was going to be the first tag team champions.
They were,
but it didn't happen because they was being unselfish at the time. We all knew that they was going to win this, and I think this one you had to be unselfish because I hate to bring him up since he's not with the company no more, but in your history books of AEW, Cody is the first TNT champion. So you might as well be the first in something. Y'all also became y'all also helped create this company. So y'all might as well be in the records as the first as something. And y'all the first trio champions.
Yep.
Okay, I'll kind of fuck with that. But the issue is that you built this company to, to further or to basically build up your talent that is up and coming, the ones that haven't had the opportunities like Chris Jericho, like Cody Rhodes, like those.
No, Chris, you're doing a Triple H. Call it what it is. You built this company to dethrone WWE.
Anyway, so the whole thing is is that it's not a good look. It's really never a good look when your EVPs are winning championships, and then we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but there's something about this match that stood out, though.
Right, but yes, listen, Dark Order showed their asses. They showed their ass in this match. Yeah, and yes, and like what JD from New York said this on his podcast, they are like just criminally underrated. Like dead ass. Like I did not know that they were this good.
Oh no, Johnny Honky's been over like a long time, and that's not even counting in the Long Island section.
They is so smooth. They are smooth in the ring, bro. And it is a criminal. It's a fucking crime that they didn't get at least more opportunities to tag team titles. They didn't win this match. They was over with the fans last night. Yeah, Chicago. There's Chicago thanks to Young Bucks, Elite, and Kenny. And Kenny was back to his 100% moveset. But at the end of the day, man, they was over last night. They was more than over. The fans wanted it. And that's not the only match we could go and talk about what the fans wanted. They want. But this one, you thought, especially I even mentioned the stare down, like between Hangman and Kenny.
Yes, that got the biggest pop.
That was like, the last time y'all was on the match, it was for a title, and y'all in the middle of the ring now. And then they set it up that way too, because they tagged each other in, and they looked, and they just stood there and let fed off of it. But I'm looking at the end of the match. The end of the match.
Yeah, that's right.
First of all, Hangman hit the buckshot Larry on Silver, and they got the win. But then the look that the Elite gave, or should I say Hangman gave the Elite, like, are you trying to work yourself back to the Elite?
Yeah, that part. Yeah. So yeah, that part.
Well, actually, go back to the beginning of the match, because remember when Silver and Reynolds were stomping on Matt Jackson's back and Hangman peeled them off?
Yeah.
And remember, there were a couple of times where like Reynolds in particular was getting frustrated with Hangman because they're like, "Hey man, we're trying to win our first championship here, so
you didn't hear what Taz said.
do."
You didn't hear what Taz said. Taz said, "Hey, the belt's on the line. Friendship don't matter."
Yeah.
Get out the door. And also this too. Dang, what was I gonna say? With this story now, like I said, though, this might be the nail in the coffin for Dark Order. It's it.
Yes. Yeah. This unfortunately is a nail in the coffin. Yeah. I hate to bring this up though, but like Dark Order is totally irrelevant right now. It's, even though they had a kick-ass match, but they really had no choice in winning. I mean, no choice, or they had no way of winning this match.
No chance in hell.
No chance in hell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh God, we just mentioned Vince McMahon on here.
Yeah. I know, right?
Yeah.
You never know. We might trend after this. You know what I'm saying? Because we mentioned Vince McMahon.
Oh, it's just someone that fired.
You're fired.
You're fired. Right.
What's going on?
This
She-Hulk.
I believe the second shortest match of the night. Yeah.
God bless her heart.
Man.
Yeah, she was like, what y'all say? Athena came up looking like Moonlight or something.
Yeah, Moonlight.
She was Moonlight.
She was Moonlight.
Yeah.
If you would have saw her wings, it would have definitely made sense for this one.
Her wings definitely got clipped.
The wings and the Moonlight skull that was in the back of her outfit. I was like, oh, there it is. Because we were talking about this last night, fellas. Like, what the hell is she? There's someone, I don't know who said it. She came out looking like Amber Moon again. I was like, oh my God. To start laughing. But I had to look at it like, yeah, she came out. So I called this match MCU versus MCU.
Good.
Disney Plus match. And I love Jay's entrance. Yeah. I love the entrance. She brushed through the wall. She came out with the
down the wall.
I loved it. Now the match itself, like I said, was short, but me and Chris, we talked about it last night for a little while. It was a purpose there, though. It served its purpose.
Yeah. I mean, like, what type of purpose? Just kind of bring it up.
It served its purpose by, one, we got the match that we wanted for a good couple months. Two, Athena, I think this is the most trouble we've seen Jay in a while. Like,
very much so.
Yep.
Yes.
She was in a lot. She was in trouble early on.
She flipped like in the first minute, I think.
Yes,
and
because when she
was lost. She almost lost.
When she got hit with that eclipse, I'm like, this shit is over, and she kicked out. I'm like, oh yeah, she ain't winning this shit.
So my question is this: is there a rematch?
Yes, there will be a rematch down the line. Yes.
So we also got to mention the funny part of this match.
Yes, there was a couple of them.
Yeah, because I'm like, Kara Hogan is like low key the queen of shade, because she's like, no, it was her.
Oh, that was funny as hell.
Yes.
There was
Jay snitched on her girl. Snitched on her.
They don't like Layla Gray anyway, so.
Yes, so that drop kick was,
that drop kick was nasty.
Nasty.
We were talking about that. Like how she whiplashed into that security wall was just disgusting. It was nasty.
What's the name? Layla Gray?
Mortal Kombat style right there with that whiplash.
Yeah, see the skull in the outfit right there? That's the Moonlight skull.
Oh, that is Moonlight. Oh,
yeah.
shit.
So so my thing is that what's her name? Layla Gray, I think. What's her name? Shout out to her for taking that bump, because god damn, that drop
bump
kick
was nasty. Yeah, that was nasty.
And then you got Kara Hogan running around looking. I was like, this bitch just ran like, ooh, don't touch me. I'm like, yo. But they saved her. They saved Jay's ass though. I'm gonna say that. Like, that match was over.
Yep.
That match is over. They saved her ass with that. it served, like I said, it served purpose that we might, like I said, we might get a rematch off of it. Hopefully, with no outside interference.
Yep.
All right, let's go to the next match.
All right, next another trios match here. Of course, FTR Warlow defeated Motor City Machine Guns, Jay Lethal. But let's go to the start of this match here.
Please tell you got that picture. Please tell you got that picture.
Which one?
Sean Day
Fight
Dutch
like
with
an
that damn
8-year-old brat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
I got this one, but I didn't get the.
Okay, yeah, of course, that's Dax's daughter, Finley.
Holy shit, she looks just like him.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah, and of course, Sanjay was, like I said, wearing a shirt with said fight like an 8-year-old brat. And yeah, now this clip we're seeing is after the match here, where after FTR and Warlow laid him out, and of course the referee even counted the pinfall, which is perfect.
Yeah, it's a feel good moment that, you know. But this match was all over the place, and I mean all over the place in a good way. Like we possibly got a dream match with for the Ring of Honor tag team titles with SCR against Motor City Machine Guns. We probably the return of Samoa Joe. And only question I got when it comes to Samoa Joe, how the fuck you bust yourself open with your own title belt?
Goldberg shit.
Yep.
Ah!
Oh, damn.
I'm on my shit today. I'm on my shit.
Oh yeah. I like that. I see that because I mean he came out. No, let me give the matches respect first. Motor City Machine Guns is one of those unsung heroes of tag team wrestling. Also, like we.
Oh, very much so.
Like,
this was my first time actually seeing them.
Okay, so all right. So I'm gonna let you know something. Go if you get a chance. Go on YouTube. Type up Motor City Machine Guns versus Generation Me. You'll thank me later. Generation Me would be the Young Bucks. But
before they became famous.
Yeah.
Hey, can I also say, Chris Sabin, what is this Chris Sabin eat or drink? Because I swear this dude does not age.
I don't try goat milk.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm like, Sabin, like Sabin,
saying like he just graduated
he did, like when he was competing in the first Ultimate X back in TNA days, and he's just like ridiculously moving better than ever. And of course, FTR shouted at him because, and like Tim said,
Ray said that Samian is a vegetarian.
Vegan. Vegan.
Oh, so y'all doing a Brian diet.
I was about to say, I'm starting to believe that shit because if you take that damn beard off of Bryan Danielson, he looks the same too from like 2006. Like I don't know, I might get to.
Yeah, it's like they did not ever age, and then Ray said that Shelly too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I know Alex is.
Yeah, but this match was a good. It was a good dream match scenario situation. And then you got, like I spoke earlier, Warlow finally did a symphony more than one power bomb. He did the Jay Lethal, unfortunately. But and that's my other thing. Like Jay Lethal record, AEW record that is,
it's
not
horrible.
Like what was it? Almost a year since he signed with AEW. Almost.
Yep.
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
Yeah, and he came out to a nice applause, a huge pop. His record is shitty at best.
Yes, and that's not good.
No.
Yes. No. All right, let's go to the next match.
All right, this one, and perhaps it's the most dominant match of the night. Yeah, absolute Ricky Stark. Yeah, and although I love my boy Stark, but Powerhouse whooped that ass.
Powerhouse needed that win. He needed that win.
He just took that win.
Yeah, he needed it, and it also helped Ricky Starks get the sympathy, a sympathy fan base on, because he like I said, we always say he's a star. He's already a star. The promos on site, the dude got charisma, Hell, he could actually wrestle, but Powerhouse needed this win.
Yep.
Bar none. I mean, I can't even say more because like the match was over in 5 or 10 minutes.
5 minutes.
It's on 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
About 5 minutes, yeah. Because once he hit him with that spine buster, that nasty spine buster, it was over.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a good dominating win for him. So that Powerhouse is Powerhouse. He's not.
Hey,
not
like the man said. Like the man said. He's here to break necks and break backs.
Yeah, that spine buster broke back. It broke my back just watching it.
Now remember, everybody, he is in third place of in the contendership for the AEW championship. So yeah. So he's creeping up the ladder.
Are we taking it seriously though?
Nope.
No.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Okay.
Let's get to this next one now, because
oh yeah, this one was it even shocked me.
Yeah, of course, Swerve and Our Glory retaining the AEW Tag Team titles over the Acclaimed, and let me give shout out to Anthony Bowens.
Oh god,
especially in this one because my man's knee gave out on a video. He's like, Swerve, all right, I know you dropped that little line on me Friday, but my body ain't going out today.
I was just about to say that, like, yo, I think the words that Swerve said to him resonated, and he just showed his ass. But I'm gonna get the Chicago fan, the crowd that one.
Yeah, the VIPs are actually Chicago. Chicago crowd are really good at improvising chants. Like they took a Swerve in Our Glory chant and then switched it.
Oh my god. We had to listen. We had I think we was watching it and we had to be quiet just to hear it. Everybody turned their mic on. We had to hear that part. And not only that, they made Keith Lee the villain.
Yes.
Because I brought it up. I think it was I don't know if it was either with like Red or if it was with somebody else, but I was like, damn, when the hell was the last time Keith Lee got booed? And I'm at the building.
Ring of Honor. That's the last time. We teamed with Shane Taylor.
Yeah, Shane Taylor Productions. Yeah. But I was like, Chicago, they was all acclaimed for this matchup, and I gotta say, Bones and Caster, mark my words, by next year, if it don't happen no earlier, next year's All Out, they're getting them championships finally.
Oh,
if not before, because I there was some. I think there was some seeds that were planted between Swerve and Our Glory. Like they got hit, they accidentally hit each other not once but twice. And also if you looked at the media scrum, them two actually was going back and forth about like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, it's my job to put such and such in line and blah blah blah. You know, like I said, we'll get to that in the second segment.
You know what though? I'm gonna say this though. I said it last night. I'm gonna say it again. This was the Acclaim's best fucking match.
Oh yes, very much so. Hands down.
The best damn match. I mean, they showed because they was on the hillside most of the time, but this one they showed some goddamn fight, especially Anthony Bowens.
Oh yes. Like when I looked at the Acclaim like that, not to cut you off, but when I looked at the Acclaim, it's like I look at them like as a joke. And when they came into Chicago, it's like, you know, Swerve and Our Glory and the Acclaim were telling a fucking story in the ring. And that was the story of this pay-per-view. Like, everybody had a story to tell in the ring. But Acclaim really became a legit threat to Swerve and Our Glory. Because, like, even me, like, I didn't think that this was going to even be close to the match of the night.
I mean, look at the end of the match. You see Keith Lee was like, oh, okay. And, you know, he tried to get his shine back by doing a little scissor with Billy Gunn. But you look at Swerve, like, man, get out the ring. He even did the scissors. He did the scissor thing, and then he put the middle finger up. So I was like, Yeah, something's about to happen. Swerve is about to swerve.
Keith. Yeah, Tony. Although I made this prediction when the Bucks were champions, remember what's coming up in a couple weeks on Dynamite?
I think it's Grand Slam.
Yep.
Yeah, that's coming up pretty soon. Yeah. Oh, let me bring up what Justin Smith said. He said match of the night, great energy in that match. Can't redo that magic, but man, it was an excellent match to see and an emotion to see. So I mean, so Justin, this is my question to you. Like, you might not be able to recreate the magic, but like, I think the magic is there. Honestly, like, they already said that they could put on a really good match. That's been well demonstrated. But you don't think that they can like run that back and it might be better than the first one? The magic gonna be the emotional.
Depends on what city you also hold this thing too.
No, I don't want to say that. I just say this: the emotional roller coaster that we had last night, that can't be redoing it, because now we gonna expect that from the Acclaim. Especially we're gonna expect the same emotion you showed us in that match. Now we're gonna expect it. We want you to keep fighting, blah blah. Now the chemistry, the magic between the two teams, I think they could. We've seen this happen before too, where a team gave us one good match after the other. The chemistry is gonna be there. I feel it's there already. It showed up. I think it's gonna show up again now. They're just gonna add some extra seasoning to the pot now.
Yes, right. We talked about Tati and Sammy damn near killing Ruby. Yeah, that was the first match that we actually talked about earlier.
And I know we're talking about AEW, and I hate to stray away from it, but perfect example is the TLC match. TLC 1, TLC 2. The magic was there, but then TLC 2 outshined TLC 1
by one move.
Yep, by that spear.
That goddamn spear. Yeah.
So can part 2 be better than part 1? Yes. And the way for it to be better than part 1 is by the Acclaim beating them.
Hey Chris, he answered.
Yeah, I'm about to read it. So he said, I don't think it could happen again because it was unexpected at the pay-per-view. But can there be at least one? Can it be more of a story build and more matches? But that match cannot be duplicated. Of course not. Yeah, I'm not saying it can be duplicated. I'm just saying that it could be better. It could be improvised. You know what I'm saying? Like, remind you, some of like the wrestlers actually go over their matches. Like, it could be like maybe a stipulation put in possibly. But the thing is that Swerve is petty as fuck. Swerve, the way he was talking about the Acclaim, like he said, it's like in so many words he didn't like them, and like he's like, he don't mind whooping their ass, and he even said on the lines of like, oh, don't be surprised if somebody get hurt.
Yeah.
I'm like,
remember the first?
You got two rappers going against each other, so it's like,
Remember the first promo.
So of course there's gonna be a rivalry there.
Yeah, you remember the first promo. He said, "Hey, we love the Acclaim." Then when they did that promo, and said, "Oh, we the original," blah blah, which was a little shot to like, "Oh, y'all came from WWE," blah blah. He said, "Well, we don't like you no more." And now like, "Oh shit, he about to be petty. He about to be petty." And almost after that, he been petty ever since. And you saw what happened the last interview they had. When he told Trey like, "Yo, you don't carry your partner's your weight," and as you see what happened there, it brought him up. I think, like I said, the best match the Acclaim had, it possibly could be match of the year. Like the emotional roller coaster. I thought he was gonna win at least 3 times. I thought he was gonna win.
Yeah, especially after like they hit when Bowens hit the arrival and then Caster followed up with the mic drop. I was like,
Man, I thought when Matt Caster hit,
when they did not hit that 3. Oh man, I know we make a joke about to say if so and so don't win, we riot. I almost thought one was going to happen.
And then Antonio Hunter said this. He said, "Are y'all going to finally admit that Ruby Riott isn't that good?" So I mean, is it because she went to AEW that you want me to say that she ain't good, or is it just a general question? Because like some of these fans want to be petty and shit. And I'm just gonna just tell you, because she been in she been in AEW for this amount of time. I'm just gonna say this: she has been exposed, and I would definitely just say that.
Ain't this her year anniversary? Did she come out?
Coming up.
Yeah,
coming up.
at Casino Battle Royale last year.
Yeah, so this is a year. So this, if you want our review, Ruby is not that good. So
yeah, I always say that if you're not good at WWE and you're not good somewhere else, it was you.
All along.
Yeah. It was you.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And then Brian said the Ruby is in the exact same spot she was in when she came in from the WWE. The only difference, Vince is not to blame for this.
Right.
He's right.
Right.
Definitely right.
Yeah. We're not even gonna argue with that, people.
Right. Exactly. And then hold on. And then Ray said that are you going to admit that Tanti is worse than Nia Jax?
Hell no.
No.
I mean, she did. She did almost break somebody's nose. I mean,
no, but she has Sammy to help for that though too. So
no. Nia Jax is a one botch remaining waiting to happen. So no, we're not doing that. I put Nia Jax at Sabu right now. No, we're not doing that.
She says.
So Antonio Hunter said that Swerve isn't petty at all. He gave major props to 4 African Americans putting on a hell of a match. He was just pissed that fans wanted to quickly move away from black champions. No, I don't believe that. Well, I mean, it depends on like what graphic we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? It really all depends, because if we're talking about the African Americans, I didn't give a fuck who won because I love both of them. So I didn't give a shit. But if we're talking about those other ones, then that's a totally different conversation. Mm-hmm. But I think Swerve's issue is that he even said this on the scrum. He said he is super petty because he got that ego, and he want people to understand. You coming after Mount Everest, you coming after me, you coming after our titles. So, and then you got motherfuckers that's from like Busted Open Radio that doesn't want to give like Swerve in Our Glory their props. This one dude, I don't know if his name is Bob or something like that. He tweeted that he was just like, "Oh, the Acclaim match," but he didn't say Swerve in Our Glory. So that made Swerve feel some type of way. So he was just like, "Excuse me, you mean our match was the best match of the night?" You know, so
I guess his name is Bo, because I just see a Bo radio.
Okay, it was Bo or something like that. Yeah,
Bo, something like that. Yeah. But to finish off like about one point that I was going at. Yeah, that if they wind up doing Swerve in Our Glory versus FTR at Grand Slam, you're going to see 3 become 4, and if you pull Swerve's heel turn, then there you go.
I mean, I told you, he been practicing this shit through the Indies. He already swerved somebody at another wrestling organization, WR, which is Wrestling Revival. That shit was funny as hell how he did it too. So it's coming. It's coming. We just don't know when. Don't know where. It's coming. Hell, how about this one, Swerve? Keith Lee turns on Swerve first.
You know, there was a point where I actually thought that was going to happen, because I'm like, when Swerve got rid of him in that damn Battle Royal, I'm like, Keith ain't going to forget that shit.
Right.
Ray said that they used to be unbiased. Now they are AW sexuals.
Oh, I don't like that.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
No, because it means like, yeah, because it was like AEW, that some AEW fans at first, or like some AEW like reviewers and stuff, like they used to be a little more biased, but now it's just like some are showing favoritism towards AEW, and it's like, you know, kind of like how, if I could borrow a heel term, like what Hill called WWE fans weebs.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was talking about Busted Open Radio.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, he was talking about that. But yeah, let's go on to the next match real quick.
All right. women's title on the line. Toni Storm becoming the interim women's champion over DMD, Jamie Hayter, and Hikaru Shida. And I am not surprised that Britt Baker wound up screwing Jamie Hayter out of this match somehow. We knew it was bound to happen the first chance she got.
That seed was planted a long time ago when Britt Baker was champion.
Yep.
And
Jamie never did the DMD or anything and all that stuff.
Yeah. You heard Jamie Hayter last night. It's my time, blah blah blah. And then Britt tried to pin her last night. But the result of this match though, it stings me a little. It really does, because this should not been an interim title. This should have been the damn women's title. Yeah. And Thunder Rosa, all of a sudden now her injuries come up, and you was going to take a big, huge loss, and now we got to deal with another interim title.
I think the wrong woman won this match.
I'm mad that the cameraman didn't give me my shots that I wanted, so I pouted the whole match.
Plus, we ain't even get to have no Sweet Cheeks music.
I'm so glad that this picture right above was covering my face, because I spit my damn soda when he said that.
But you know I'm right though. Am I right or wrong?
Oh my God, I don't know who said that shit last night, but it was a cheek for cheek moment. It was Bubble Cheeks moment right there. But we all knew Tony's gonna win. Come on.
No, it's like listen, she didn't get much of a reaction at all. Like the crowd was silent, and I'm like,
well, in fairness, though, considering, they were going to be silent no matter what, because, like Tony and I kind of talked about after, I hate to do this again, but after Clash of the Castle, when Sheamus and Walter fought for the Intercontinental title, it's like, whatever match got to follow that, good luck.
Yeah, like you just followed, like I said, an emotional roller coaster match, and now you put that right behind it. Good. Hey, you get what you get.
By the way, why is this for the second year in a row that the match of the night happened to be for the tag team titles, and then the next match was a women's match that the crowd was silent for?
Because what is AEW built off of? AEW mostly was built off of tag team wrestling.
True.
To bring back tag team wrestling to its glory in the States, as they advertise. So, right. Usually, and especially how their roster is stacked with tag team, tag teams. So when you have one of those, just like what last year was the Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers in this,
that cage match.
Now this year, the most roller coaster match. Then you put this match on, and I want, when we get to the second segment, I definitely, because I learned this today about her press conference scrum.
Oh, okay.
Not looking good. Did not look good at all.
Yeah.
I read that. Yeah, I seen that today too. Like before we came on here too, saying I seen some things. On there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Tony's never been the greatest talker on the planet, so I was like, I'm not surprised. But
it's not even talk. It's not even talk. But we get to that when we get to it.
But I would say this real quick to finish this one off. Now, Jamie Hayter, she's going to be another one. I'm going to put this one. That if you don't have her get the AEW Women's title, they're going to build her up to be the one who beats Jade.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next match.
All right, can we really call this next one a match? Because, yeah. And by the way, shout out to Buzz. I'm going to use your favorite term here. Yeah, Negrosaurus.
No, let's call it the way it is.
No.
No, it's called Dragon Zord in battle mode.
No. Reese, give me my flowers. I called that first.
Yep. I'm going to get to you there, bro. I'm going to get to you with that one because I just want to use the term. I just want to use the term one time.
Oh man, there's so many terms.
But before we get to that, Christian makes his way to the ring. Okay, we see we see his mom and sister, and Christian got smacked like Dave Chappelle's Rick James put a 5-finger face to the face, like smacked by his mama, by Jungle Boy's mama. All right, but then Jungle Boy comes out, the pyro goes off, and then next thing you know, Luchasaurus comes out, Dragon's Sword of Battle Mode, and beats the shit out of Jungle Boy, which, by the way, like Tone, and you did point this out, the man never changed his damn black outfit, so
never.
He should have known something was up. And
the thing about that though is
yep.
we didn't even point this out, that they didn't call him just Jungle Boy.
Oh,
they said Jungle Boy, Jack Perry. So all this time I've been getting on JR's fucking case when he used to just kept on calling him Jungle Boy Jack. Now he's officially Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Yep.
And Jungle Boy Jack Perry got his ass whooped. He got choke slammed. He got whatever the Power Rangers called when they finished off the monster. He got done. And yeah, this was not even a match. This was just, we're gonna continue the storyline to somewhere else. So yep. I mean that was, but we kind of called this though, like because Christian was talking a lot of shit. And, you know, when you're a heel and someone come back from whatever, you try to stay away as much as you can and stuff, and then the fact that Luchasaurus, what you call it,
Dragonzord in battle mode
got suspended all of a sudden. Like he didn't know the official was behind him. That strikes me as odd. And again, he was still in black. Like, oh, he about to turn on Jungle Boy, and he turned him on all out, and that was beautiful. I'm sorry, that was a good call. That was a good call.
All right, let's go into the next match.
Oh man, and this one, yeah.
This new problem solver.
Yeah, I was waiting for that one right there. But of course, it was the Dragon versus the Lion as Chris Jericho coming out Lionheart again, and the man saying, looking actually better than ever, man. So Chris, props to you there, man. And Bryan Danielson, and this one pretty much went as physical as we knew it was going to be. Ultimately, though, Jericho wound up getting a low blow, and then eventually hit the Judas effect for the win. But then, oh wow,
and that's crazy.
I've never seen that match. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy because put a beard on Bryan, he looks the same.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Danielson doing the Ravishing Rick Rude midway through the match.
So for Bryan Danielson's anniversary, he loses his match because you remember this. He came all out last year, and he loses his match. Was this the right decision?
Well, let's go to what happened afterwards, because Tony Schiavone is backstage interviewing Daniel Garcia, who we remember being in the middle of this whole situation. And then while the rest of the Jericho JAS wound up celebrating, there was no sign of Garcia. Jericho walks backstage to confront him about it, and he's like, Garcia was like, I wasn't out there because I knew you didn't need to anybody's help to beat Danielson, but then you wound up cheating it when I told you didn't need to. So of course, Jericho being his petty self, saying, okay, you had a big match coming up Wednesday on Dynamite, and just like you weren't out there to celebrate for me, nobody from Jericho Appreciation is going to be coming out for you in your match against Wheeler Yuta for the Pure title.
Question. Now, I was just going to go there. Say Daniel Garcia beats Wheeler Yuta. Does he join the BCC? Or would that be or all this is set up that JAS is going to help Daniel Garcia beat Wheeler Yuta, and he's going to stay with Chris Jericho?
Could be that.
Or it could be the other thing. Jericho winds up backstabbing Garcia. And then he's out of JAS.
Yeah, that's where it's looking, where it's heading, pretty much.
I don't know. I just smell a setup where they go get that damn pure title belt. And I think me and Chris talked. Oh, not Chris. Me and Reese talked about this, and we said they gonna change you like the Lance Storm and change it to the sports entertainment belt or some stuff, and just smack in the face of pro wrestling. You know how they are. I don't know. You can go either way with it. You go.
I mean, so what you gonna do? You gonna call it the ABC Universal Championship?
Oh God. Oh God.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. This is Chris Jericho we talk about, and he think everything he does is made of gold
because he's a wizard.
He's a wizard.
Yep. He's got the gift of Jericho. Bring it in, man.
He's the champion, and all that stuff.
Yeah. The man with more aliases than Jennifer Garner.
God damn.
All right, let's go to the next match.
All right, this one, House of Black, was Darby, Sting, and Miro. And there was a little bit of a story with this one because really early, Miro did not want either Darby or even Sting to get involved in this one. And then, of course, in typical fashion, Darby wound up taking a majority of punishment.
Mm-hmm.
But then, let's just skip right to the ending. Malachi Black tries to set up for his Black Mask, but Sting was the one who wound up having the Black Mist this time. And
oh, I like that bit.
Yeah, Darby and Sting and Miro wound up winning. And by the way, props to the entrance for House of Black in this one.
Yeah, that's hot. I can't even talk about it because I think that's when I stepped away and had to take care of a little business.
Yeah, I didn't watch this match. Yeah,
I did hear about the end. Shout out to John for that one. About Malachi Black gave a bow and kissed to the audience. The story about him this whole week about him. I don't know about the actual release. I think that was debunked, but he needed some time off because his back injury.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's true because he's been dealing with a back injury for at least 2 years, and he needs to go relax. And the only thing I like about AEW is that they allow you to take care of your personal business. So that's
good.
So hopefully he did do that for him, and press up to Malachi Black.
Yeah. By the way, I do want to acknowledge something that. A streak was broken in this match. And no, not Sting's undefeated streak.
Sting didn't jump off nothing?
No, he didn't.
Fucking A.
Yeah, who knew, right?
But my question is, how much? How long is going to be before his body gets out?
Who, Sting?
No, Darby.
I mean, he's only like what 24, right?
But the bumps and the spots he's taking, guys, that shit's gonna catch up with him quick.
Yeah,
very much so.
I'm surprised it hasn't done it by now.
Let's put it like this. This is we said this months ago. I think me and Chris said this months ago, where that Extreme Dream match we saw on Dynamite months ago with him and Jeff Hardy. That's a mirror image of Darby Allin. Jeff Hardy was that guy. Jeff Hardy used to do the suicide stuff and the extreme games and all that stuff, the skateboarder, dirt bike, and all that stuff, until his old age and his body finally caught up with him. Darby Allin is all over the place. He's skateboarding. He's falling off of fucking goddamn balconies and billboards and all that shit, whatever he do at home. And then he come to the ring and they throw his ass down the stairs. They do almost anything. Then not to mention, he also do shit to himself.
This man like flew off of the Mississippi River Bridge.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know when it's gonna happen, but for me, it's gonna happen soon because He's doing a lot more stuff than Jeff did.
Yes. Like Jeff did some crazy shit, but Darby, totally different level. Totally different level.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of, and then we didn't even talk about the huge bumps he's taking in the ring. We talking about his stuff he do outside of the wrestling business. So add that on. I mean, he's not gonna last. How old is Darby?
29.
29? Oh,
yeah. He's not 30 yet. Oh, he gonna feel that. He gonna feel that when you gotta get with the morning. He go, you gonna feel that.
Yes. Once you hit your 30s, you're gonna be like me. Your knees gonna be trying to give out on you. Your back gonna be hurt.
Yep. Your knees check engine light. Come on.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You remember when you could get up. You could get up off a chair without holding on to something. He gonna be holding.
Oh yeah, you like waking up and you be like, you like looking like Frankenstein's monster, but getting up like really slowly.
Stand up.
Yep.
Stand up and your body sound like Rice Krispie treats. Rice Krispies when you put the milk in. Snap, crack, pop.
Sounded like Kevin Nash's fucking knees. Real shit. Right. All right, the main event, y'all.
Yep.
We're almost there.
Yep, and if I get my Justin Roberts voice ready for this one. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about to hit the fan. Yep.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Are we doing anything?
Yep, hold on. I got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the shit's about to hit the fan.
Oh my god! I love Justin Robinson, man. He's a cool dude.
Yo,
anybody that been to a show with AEW,
he
know
is
what I'm talking about. He's
super cool.
Yeah, but my thing is that match at the beginning, after the whole Punk, like he introduced Punk, introduced Mox, and then the referee goes, and the referee's this guy. I was like, whoa. How come he couldn't get a good entrance?
Ray, you ain't shit for this. He's talking about, Nash got them new knees from stem cell treatment.
Good for him, man.
Them joints do work sometimes. I don't know. But I was like, yeah.
Also, let's talk about episodes.
That was probably the second intro of the night. Next to, and I forgot to bring this up during the Elite match. Yeah, Kenny again taking some shots at Hangman and Ospreay at the same time. Mm-hmm. There it is. But world title match. Of course, yeah. Moxley, yeah, he loved antagonizing the Chicago crowd going into that intro because he was like, yeah, he was getting all up in everybody's face for this one. But, hey, that's Mox like 9 times out of 10. Yeah.
The one thing about Mox, or if anybody remember when he was Dean Ambrose, when he was a heel, he fed off that shit.
Yep.
He feeds off that shit, and he don't. This one, I guess, since he knew he's gonna be hit, he's gonna be booed, and they set it up perfectly Wednesday night. Like, oh, it's us. He's facing not just me, he's facing Chicago. He's facing the gas attendant at Exxon. He's facing the garbage man. And He's facing Larry. He's facing Ace. And I'm like, okay, we get it. He's facing Chicago. All right, so you're pretty much making Moxie the villain. You're telling us, hey, boo this man. Fine.
Wait a minute. Derek, I'm glad you brought that up. This is the second straight time Moxley had some blood in a match.
Yeah. I mean, CM Punk did most of the bleeding for him, so bravo, thank you, Moxley. Now in your period this match, but the thing is though, we all knew that CM Punk will win this match.
Yep.
You pretty much told us that it's gonna be a feel good moment. He's back in Chicago. This is pretty much the year anniversary of his first match, and you want to leave with a feel good moment. Yeah. So we thought.
Yeah. Because right when we were all in the cult of personality, we're seeing CM Punk holding up the championship, but then we hear a voicemail of Tony Khan.
Begging
somebody, yeah,
begging.
Joker. We see the Joker. And then he plays the clip of CM Punk saying, for the Ring of Honor club, saying the greatest thing the devil ever did was make you think he didn't exist. And then the Joker walks out. He claims, I'm the devil. We see the familiar scarf. We hear the music. And ladies and gentlemen, coming back, the man who says, I'm better than you, and you know it.
Yeah, good picture.
They
Good picture.
have returned.
I got a question though, and I asked this last night when we was all watching. That casino chip, is it the same? Is it like the same with the Money in the Bank, or it's already like
It's just a number one contender. That's
okay, because I was waiting for. I mean, I guess I'm not the only one that was. I thought he was gonna try to cash that in and beat the shit out of CM Punk and win the title. But the thing about that was the most surprising thing, not that MJF came out, not that he revealed to be MJF, but the Chicago crowd was chanting MJF while CM Punk is in the ring with the title belt. So we went from CM Punk to, oh shit, forget him.
And of course, Max being Max had to flip the crowd off just to get them to hate him again.
Yeah.
Right.
But then he got 3 major pops.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was telling Chris this. The first pop was taking off the mask.
Mm-hmm.
Second pop was putting the scarf on.
Mm-hmm.
Third pop was when his music hit.
Oh man.
And they were all, it felt like the pop got louder, then fucking louder. We were like, holy fucking shit. And you have Chris in a fucking background screaming like he's at a fucking...
Yes, he was.
Like he was screaming like a white girl at a Justin Bieber fucking concert.
I know, I was.
Hey, wait. He was talking about, we did a video after this because I was like, yo, this was a great weekend of wrestling. He comes in, I can't talk, my voice is gone. I was like, yeah, you just screamed for MJF.
I was screaming to the top of my lungs, yo. It was
like a girl at a Justin Bieber concert. Like Jesus Christ.
Listen, I had a lot of fun. Like,
so let me ask y'all this, because I know we about to get to the second segment, and it's gonna be a huge segment. Mm-hmm. This group that Stokely provided us,
Dream Team 2.
do you think it's a hostile takeover angle?
No.
Or it's just another faction, just being another faction?
Well, I think what Chris and I talked about this too earlier. Yeah, yo, I swear, like when all three of us talk, is like bing, 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 bing. We all talk to each other every day, all day. So Chris brought up, so are we just going to ignore the Pinnacle? I mean, but are we just going to really ignore that MJF always needs a crowd around him? Did it with Jericho, did it with the Pinnacle, then he did with the Pinnacle, then he...
Of course, let's remember the Dynasty back in the day.
Yeah, and he's doing it now. And he's doing it now. Like, why is it that he always needs a crowd around him? And then somebody else in our Twitter spaces was like, oh yeah, he's great on the mic, but he's an average wrestler. Yeah, I'm like, why? Because he's wrestling in his own means. He doesn't need to go do a spot match. He wrestles his own means, just like The Miz. Why do you think they have such a long streak without getting hurt? Because they wrestle within their means. Doesn't mean he's an average ass fucking wrestler.
You know, you know what? I can tell you this, and I've said this before. MJF is so much of an old school heel. So I mean, kayfabe it all, but he's an old school heel. And if you go look at all, I also said this last night. Look at all the great heel champions.
Yep.
They all had a faction. They all had you had to go through somebody or some people to get to them. So if we get this moment that MJF becomes AEW champion, as he called the belt Sweet Charlotte, if he gets Sweet Charlotte, you got to go through the Ass Boys, Lee Moriarty, Ethan Page, and then probably the final offshoot, his new big man.
Yep.
Big Cass.
To get right.
Teach that.
Right then you get MJF, which is crazy because you pretty much got damn near, you got we got Queens, you got Long Island, you got it's getting a little bit New York around there.
Get some Brooklyn up in there.
Right. So and you know and someone also said, who was MJF's first manager when he came in?
Stokely. Dream Team.
This is a reunion. This is a reunion that a lot of people either wanted or didn't see coming.
I don't think anyone's seen this shit coming. I knew Stokely, like him and MJF used to work together. I was like, it's going to happen. But yeah, everybody, we're going to take a quick commercial break, kind of, plug our merch or whatever. When we come back, hopefully you guys in here, share this around, please. We will talk about what happened during the media scrum last night with CM Punk.
Oh, there's more than CM Punk. We got that's the major one.
There's so much
shit. Matter of fact, there's more shit that happened. So we'll get
not
to
just
it
shit,
so.
Not just shit, but
come on now, that ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
We got a lot of horse shit.
We'll be right back, y'all.
Hashtag Hills for Life will be back at this brief commercial break. And now, check out our merch line. What's up, Hill Nation? As we get closer to celebrating 200 episodes on this crazy podcast, I want to invite you and welcome you to our official merch site at www.healsforlife.com. Here are the featured products that we are selling. We have the premium tank top for $15.99. Also, we do have comfortable tees for the big men. If you want 4X, 5X, we got you covered for $24.75. Also, we have tank tops for our women fans for $15.99. Also, we have neck gaiters for $25.99 because, that coronavirus, that monkeypox, Pokemon pox is out there. So yes, cover your face, y'all. Yes, we need you protected. Also, we're selling cups for $24.99. Also, we have stickers. I'm sorry, y'all. I hate promoting. But yes, we have stickers for $5.99. Also, it's getting cold out there, y'all. So if you want to get that hoodie, $34.99, and also we're selling our classic tees for $24.75. Once again, Hill Nation, we appreciate you guys supporting us, and please support us in the future by going to our site. Once again, www.healsforlife.com. And now, back to the show.
I always love that from these things ending.
All right. So, this is what y'all been wanting to do. This is what y'all want to talk about. Now I see y'all want to come back in and shit. All right.
Yeah, can we hit the clip for the second time today?
What, the Jesse Roberts?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Please hit that one because we get.
Ladies and gentlemen, the shit's about to hit the fan.
And he's not lying because it is.
Yep.
So,
get those fingers
last night after AEW media scrum, after AEW All Out, the media scrum was very interesting at best. CM Punk unloaded, and when I mean by unloaded, this man talked about EVPs. He talked about Colt Cabana. He talked about everyone in the locker room. I mean, it was bad to the point where it overshadowed 5 hours of AEW television last night, y'all. Mr. Reese, did you want to go ahead? Tell us a rundown.
Yeah, actually, I didn't even hear about this till earlier. So here's the only part that I do know about it. The third was CM Punk basically said he works with the he works with a bunch of fucking children.
Yeah. He said he works with kids. He even said that Hangman Page is an idiot and he can't even manage a target. He went on to say that he believes that Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are responsible for leaking out information in the back that's not even true. CM Punk even went on to say that that it doesn't make any goddamn sense that the dirt sheets are bringing up shit from 2014. And when he was saying that, he was saying that his relationship with Colt Cabana is literally non-existent. He also went on to talk about the lawsuit between him and Cabana. That he even revealed that Colt Cabana has a joint bank account with his mother.
Whoa!
When I tell you this shit was, I mean, he went on, I bullshit you not. He went on a rant for almost 30 minutes straight. And like the
Can we get to the Colt Cabana part though again one more time, because that's the one that really needs to stand out.
Yeah, like he threw this motherfucker under the bus, ran him over a couple times, and just threw out the fucking body. He really expressed his dislike for Colt Cabana. He's like, listen, I don't want to talk about this motherfucker, but for some reason the dirt sheets want to keep bringing this shit up over and over, and you know, CM Punk felt like he needed to address it because he got tired of talking about it. He got tired of people tweeting him about it. But I think this is a bigger issue than what people is failing to realize. Now the thing is that
relationship with Colt ended long before I paid all his bills.
Paid all his bills. So like, what was CM Punk actually saying in reality? Are you saying that you was literally being the breadwinner in this relationship? I mean, like, what's going on?
Look at one of the last lines he said. Yeah, name two people that have made the most money off the name CM Punk. And then he looked at him and said, I don't think you were there yet. But then he goes back to answer and said, the first one's this man, the second one, Scott Colton, aka Colt Cabana.
So everybody, the thing is that people might think that this shit is cute, but it's not. It was very unprofessional. But I mean, I see where CM Punk was going with this. It's just it's a time and place of when you do things. It's just the whole press conference was very uncomfortable to watch. Like, and I don't know where Tony was at. I don't know what galaxy he was on, what planet he was on, but like, my nigga, like, he was blasting people in your company, and the only thing that you could do is say, yep, and there was one point, like, CM Punk had his hand in Tony's face and told him to shut the fuck up. And like, Tony didn't even do anything. Like, bro, like, what?
I had to watch it before I even talk about it, because I found out about it last night. But again, I was doing a feel good moment video and stuff, and my wife actually let me know about it during the video. I swear to God, during the video, I was like, "What the fuck? He's going off." So I had to go back and watch it, and like you said, the unprofessional, like, you know, the same guy. This is the same guy, CM Punk, that was trashing WWE when they did the unprofessional. They called Sasha Banks and Naomi unprofessional. He trashed them, and you come out and was disrespectful to your boss on video. Come out bringing out business that we probably didn't know about or need to know about with you and Colt Cabana, and then you pretty much tell us either it's your true feelings. If it's a work, we don't know, but the fact that you said it don't matter. Mm-hmm. You pretty much disrespect the company that you are the champion of. You are the face of this company. Mm-hmm. And I don't get why you could have done this at another time. This was a great show. This was a great a great 5-hour long show, and you ended off in the ring as champion, and you about to go into a major storyline that going to probably have everybody talking about, and you want to do this at this point in time.
Yeah, like this whole thing, like this, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like this has totally overshadowed everything that AEW did in like 5 hours. It literally just erased everything. Like the only thing that is literally trending is what CM Punk said in that interview, and this shit lasted for almost 30 minutes. But then also, you know what I'm saying, we'll talk about Swerving and Swerving Our Glory. We'll talk about that. But I think the main story that we really need to focus on is because this is another underlining problem with AEW. Now I'm really starting to see what everybody's been talking about for the past couple of months. I didn't want to really like indulge in it because, like I said, I needed more proof. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the dirt sheets. The dirt sheets, we was talking about this on Twitter Spaces today, that the problem with social media and the dirt sheets is that people have hidden agendas and they don't do their research, and they get these sources from from wrestlers, promoters, and when they report this information, they're not allowed to talk. They're not allowed to share who these sources are. But then when the sources go out, they always keep changing. You know what I'm saying? Like lies. It's like the lies always keep changing. You know what I'm saying? When it gets to one source, it changes. When it goes to another source, it changes. So we don't know like what's going on, what's the actual truth. But I'm not going to even lie to you guys. This shit, I'm really getting tired of it.
You know what? And I also said this. This is why I don't really look at don't believe. I entertain it, the dirt sheets. But it's coming to the point that now we're crossing the line where the dirt sheets is working for the promotion working for the dirt sheets. And you don't know how to draw the line, like, okay, blah, blah, and you looking for this, looking for that. Because I don't know how many people look at these dirt sheets and they swore to God Bray Wyatt was going to be at this show, or he's going to be at AEW, or blah, blah. Johnny Gargano was going to be at Impact, and he's in WWE. People get emotionally invested when they hear what Uncle Dave got to say on any dirt sheet and stuff. Instead of just going getting out their lazy ass and see they can fucking get the information themselves, but they want to go word for word. Well, if Dave said it, it must be true. No, it don't, because Dave could be false. He's been false for years sometimes.
Exactly.
Lot.
Yeah, and that's a good point too, because like people need to understand that even journalists, even Uncle Dave, Uncle Dave, the ones that y'all love so much, the one that you like to ride his dick so goddamn much, has an agenda. Guess what? He's best friends with the Young Bucks. So, of course, anything that he says is going to be based on his favoritism for the Young Bucks. But Ray said this. He said, hear me out. What if it's them taking a page out of New Japan Wrestling doing shoot promo during pressers? Side note, I believe Punk stood up for Sasha and Naomi when they walked out. This is why Hangman Page said what he said about sticking up for workers and the rights in the promo. I mean, you're right. Like, I mean, it's good that, CM Punk did say that, but just like what Justin Smith said, he said, and Punk never came across as a liar to me, but he even stated that there is so much drama and turmoil backstage, and this is no work type of language.
Yeah, but there's a tweet that Punk tweeted out in May. It says, and I quote, I'm reading it right now: doesn't matter if your opinion of your coworker is positive or negative, stand with them, because because they'll do the same to you, and you'll wish someone helped. Trust me, you're expendable. Together, you're unstoppable. So you said this, and look what the fuck you're doing.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Thank you for reading that too, because that's what I was talking about. Like, you did all this, and now you're being a hypocrite.
Yes.
It's kind of like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. Because,
what do you mean?
Well, hold on. Let me get to this, because, like, number one, there are levels to what happened last night because like what Willis just said, he said this was his only chance for Punk to call out the dirt sheets right in front of them on the biggest platform that he could. But like I said, if he did call them out on the shit, then more shit would have literally came out. And I think the reason why the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega is upset because he called them out on their bullshit, and on top of that, the dirt sheet. So he said, "I'm gonna kill two birds. I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone," and that's what he did. But he got in trouble for it, though.
That one, I'm going to say this, and I'm now seeing it on the other side. I know how I am. Flip the coin. Yeah. But this is what I mean by we got the dirt sheets working within the business, and the business work with the dirt sheets. We all know the relationship between the Young Bucks and Dave Meltzer. We all know. We started to know that Tony works with another dirt sheet guy. I think wrestles something, and they always on. I think AEW is the most people from AEW is on Busted Open Radio. So
yeah,
so
that's true.
They know how to manipulate the podcast or the dirt sheets in their own way. And I've been saying that for a long time too, because they did that before. They know how to work with this social media and stuff. Like, okay, we see how the fan, and look at like Tony Khan's on fucking social media almost like a fucking fan.
Because
he's always posting a paragraph or something. He's always on there. So this is why I say it's like a blurred line when it comes to the freaking these dirt sheets and stuff, because they are right there. They are right there doing a press conference. You're part of the show now. You're not a journalist. You're part of the show. You're part of the team. So we're gonna do this, do that. That's why it's kind of a blurred line now. And
right, but the thing is with this, like what Cruz said, he said if this is advanced work, this is advanced work masterpiece. But we're all triggered because like we don't know like what's going on with the whole thing with MJF. This was a work.
Yeah.
But the thing is that if this is a work or not, it shouldn't have overshadowed your pay-per-view. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
That's the major problem that I have. I don't care if this is a work. If this is a work, okay, cool. But it kind of backfired because we're not talking about your pay-per-view. We're talking about what's going on backstage.
Can I give you a good example? And I'm gonna go old school on this one. WrestleMania 14, Stone Cold just became champion with Mike Tyson.
And then
backstage, Shawn Michaels got mad because he had to do the business, and he kicked the door during the press conference.
The door open. Yeah.
But guess what? We didn't hear about that till years later or a month later because it did not outshine.
But they cut it right before Shawn kicked. Well, that wasn't what he was mad about.
But still,
what he was mad about was putting the shirt over him, like after Tyson knocked him out.
So again, we had to figure out why he was mad years later. That didn't overshadow what happened at WrestleMania. He kicked the door, and everybody looked. They stopped the press conference. They looked. Okay, he's mad, and they kept going. And then the next night, we still talking about WrestleMania. We're talking about a goddamn press conference after you gave us a 5-hour banger. You overshadowing not just your own match, but all the hard work the men and women put on for 5 hours. And we're talking about your half an hour freaking I guess speech or pissed off blunt venting. And that's not the only thing that happened, but we're gonna get with this CM Punk we talking about right now. It's crazy. To me it's just crazy that, and it bringing up stuff that we shouldn't even know about. Why am I need to know about Colt Cabana and his moms and shit? Why?
We didn't even need to know all about that. Like I don't care about Colt Cabana and his bank account.
He try and play the victim role. That's why he try and be the victim.
But the problem is, this is what Ray said. He said, just like what CM Punk said, I've chosen for so long not to defend myself because when you stand up for yourself, you look as like you're being defensive, and look what's going on right now because he's standing up for himself. And like I said, Punk is right and he's wrong at the same time. Like when you defend yourself, you are telling people your truth. I always say that on my podcast. I always say this shit on Twitter. That, like I said, wherever you say this is your truth, whether people is going to disagree with you or not, people are just are coming after CM Punk because of like he was just putting it out there. Putting it out there. Yeah.
And let's not forget all the stuff he just said about Hangman during this again.
You know what? I said
he's baiting the man
this.
in. He's baiting him. He's baiting him. He's baiting him. And Tony's allowing this shit. Tony's allowing
That's another problem.
I'm telling you this right now. I'm telling you right now. If he say Hangman Page, if he keeps saying Hangman Page, you're not gonna get the cool Adam Page. You go get a freaking pissed off person. And Adam Page got anger management problems too. No one don't want to report that.
But you know what, Hangman Page, if he is a what was that, EVP?
Yeah.
If he is, then he got responsibility in this shit too. Like you can't be going around talking about that you don't want to hear no advice from the veterans. Already you lost. So that's probably why he's getting blasted right now because like he's acting like, oh well, I don't need to hear any advice from nobody. Like,
you know what? I'm gonna pull another thing. So Punk won't get Adam Page. Now you know what this is gonna be? This is gonna be Stephen Walt talking to Phil Brooks.
Yeah, they go see each other, and I'm laughing at you get to Willis' comment, but that it probably he said it works since no one's talking about WWE.
That's
right
true.
Yeah,
that's very true because nobody ain't talking about the WWE right now.
But at the same time, no one's talking about All Out either.
No one's talking about All Out. So like basically everybody lost. Like no WWE didn't outdo AEW, or AEW didn't outdo WWE. So it's like everyone lost.
Right.
Everybody was trying to compete with each other, and nobody not talking about no matches or nothing like that.
You straight cheddar bobbed yourself. Shut yourself in the leg.
The talk of the wrestling world right now is CM Punk. And I hate to be the bearer of bad, not the bearer of bad news, but to bring up some old shit on people. I'm not surprised at this one bit. You know who the fuck CM Punk is. You know Phil Brooks. Phil Brooks has always been like this. Always.
He said it in that promo 11 years ago.
Not even that. I'm gonna go way before that. When he was in TNA, when him and freaking AJ Styles had a fight, he was like this in WWE. He was like this in UFC. He's very confident. Hey, thank you. There we go. Hey, we didn't even talk about that. We didn't talk about this.
Hold on, let me remove this.
Again, it's sources.
So apparently, according to some sources, that there were an altercation between CM Punk and the Young Bucks earlier Monday. The Bucks confronted Punk about his comments at the scrum. It did get physical with Punk throwing punches, at least at one member of the Young Bucks. Number of people intervened to separate everyone. More to come. And then after that, there was another article that came out. So apparently, someone got knocked the fuck out, and that was Nick Jackson that got knocked the fuck out. And they said that Kenny, I think Ace and Kenny, and there was a chair that was thrown.
My question is, hey, CM Punk, where was this at UFC? Man, you could have been a big time. You would knock at least one of your opponents out. Shit. I just put it out. We need to make this fucking segment funny because it's
this has been.
I almost want Ken to the show up right about now, just for the hell of it.
I mean, something because this is. I called it a dark cloud.
Oh yes, this is a really big dark cloud over AEW. We have talked about this in the past, but yes, this is a cloud.
AEW's backstage is just as it's undefeated, just like NXT's parking lot is.
hey, remember,
very much so.
Let's be real. NXT's parking lot is undefeated. AEW's backstage is undefeated. I want to see a Hell in a Cell match between the parking lot and the backstage. Let's see it. Take my money now. Take my fucking money now.
I want to say make it a triple threat match. Get Vacant in that damn match. He got all the belts. You know,
and Antonio Hunter said that this may be his personality, or this may be his personality. But CM Punk, Phillip Brooks always been found out to be in the right in every single time. And you know what the thing is, bro, is that like it doesn't matter what CM Punk does, like people will still have something to say about it. Mm-hmm. But I will say this: the press conference was very unprofessional. Eating, drinking while you are at a conference is unprofessional, whether you're champion or not.
Yeah, let's get to the Tony Khan part too.
Tony Khan, all right? So you are the CEO of a company, all right? Look how you represent your company. Look how you represent yourself. You come into this place in a fucking black hoodie, eyes wide like this, zooted like you're on a meth bench, bro. And he told me he was drinking. Like, bro, it's like you can tell the difference between look at Paul, how he was during their scrum. He was in his suit. You don't have to be in, like I said, you don't have to be in a 3-piece suit, bro.
Yeah.
You don't have to be. But the way you looked,
he was wired.
He looked out of place. I mean, he looked like he was on crack.
You know what's funny? I heard somebody compare, and I thought about this to like, and actually I just watched this before we went on air. Remember Sting's Revolution press conference where and somebody was asking him about comparisons between WCW and AEW, and what y'all just mentioned, because I remember Bischoff was kind of like the same damn way to a point. Now, granted, he was nowhere close to being Tony Khan wired, but he always had like the whole casual thing going on with him as well.
Yeah, he had the leather jacket on. Yeah. He had his beard growing, all this stuff.
Yeah, had the blue jeans and like motorcycle boots or whatever.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, Eric Bischoff was still in character. He was actually the character. Hill boss, the boss Hill, whatever.
I'm even going back to before he even joined the NWO.
And then when you look at this, it's like Willis. He said that the WWE media scrum is nothing but a working is so phony. So people not going to talk about. Well, okay, people got an issue with WWE media scrum. It's a work. It's so phony. Then when you look at AEW, it's unprofessional. It's ghetto. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like. No one's going to be happy.
How about just don't do a fucking media scrum?
I mean, media scrums are like more like old school. I don't mind that shit. But the thing about it is, like, I don't need you like eating in front of me. You know what I'm saying? As you can see, I don't do that anymore. Like when I come on here, I don't eat like spaghetti because that is very unprofessional or whatever. I don't think people wants to come on the program and see me eating shit. You know what I'm saying? That's like, the one down there with the sunglasses acting like he's like fucking Steven Seagal and shit, eating fucking potato salad, with raisins. So like,
I have a medical condition. I have a cold and I have hay fever. You leave my shit out.
Okay, we are not bringing back the races in this situation. But
it was going to be that reference.
It was going to come sooner or later. It was going to come sooner or later. But my thing is this: with this media scrum, I was going to talk about Tony's media scrum because we took like a good 20 minutes of CM Punk. But with Tony's situation now, Tony, his part when he was answering for I guess an interview he did before the show where he talking about he was comparing himself to Jim Crockett and what mistakes he's not going to take. It started off good.
That?
Tony,
he did.
Oh,
okay. It started off good. He's like, no, what I mean by that is, if you remember when he called it, so they were the first guy to have Labor Day and so just like Jim Crockett was the first to have Starrcade on Thanksgiving. Then Vince came and put Survivor Series on Thanksgiving and kind of bullied them out that slot. Mm-hmm. He talking about how WWE all of a sudden want to have shows on Labor Day weekend, blah blah. That's what he's trying to compare it to. But then it went left field. And he starts sounding like a putrid child. And I make more money than them. I got more money than them. Blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, no, you was on the road. What
he say? He goes, and I'm not gonna fucking stand for it. I'm this fucking big.
This is my life. And I was like, whoa, hey, where did this come from? You know? Right, there you go. There you go. You got the part I was getting into right there.
Yeah. So, yeah. Like, Tony is vulnerable, and if he continues to do this shit, he is going to have a meltdown that he cannot come back from. And that's the only thing I am really worried about, y'all.
I don't know who brought this up in the group. Actually, I think Tio, you might have been in it, but it's like Tony Khan needs to delegate.
Yes, that's me.
Yes,
I said he needs to adult.
I thought that was you.
He needs a supervisor. Right, he needs a supervisor.
He needs to be put on supervised probation. He needs a probation officer. He needs to check in, do fucking random piss tests. You know his ass is always fucking high.
I mean, you mean you got guys like William Regal, Arn Anderson, put some of them in an authoritative position. Put some of them on your booking committee and like have them.
I like that.
Hell, even Jericho. Like, if you want to slow them down, then put them in for like certain things. But get some organization up in there. Yeah, Taz would be another good one. Put some organization up on a booking crew. Have somebody be Sony agents, producers, and stuff. Get some structure in your backstage area, and then have somebody, especially be your like locker room leader, be your disciplinarian or whatever, and say like, hey,
listen,
this type of shit you doing, it ain't flying here.
I think McMahon has no choice but to be professional, especially after what her father did to the company.
Daddy did. But my thing is this when it comes to Tony Khan, and I don't want him to go down that road that y'all know who I'm talking about. Cocaine's and cowboy boots went. You're trying to build up organization. You got people that can help you out. He also talked about that. He like everybody said I got my hand too much in the pie. I got he got too much jobs. He's influenced a lot, too much stuff.
Because it's true.
Yeah, he needs to calm down.
The Jaguars ain't doing shit for.
He also said that the wrestling business can fuck you over, which is also true.
But
that's why he got his hands in the pot.
Look what you're allowing your wrestlers to do to you. You just got punked. You just got punked by the man that you're paying.
You got punked by the man in his face.
You are his boss. He's supposed to answer to you. I'd be damned if my child put their hand in my face like that. I'm gonna whip the black off their fucking asses and tell them to think about why I'm doing it.
Think about this.
It hurts me more. It's gonna hurt you.
You just made me think about something. You remember when Brock Lesnar came in after the match and threw the belt at Vince McMahon? How fast Vince McMahon popped up that old one, was like, "You son of a bitch!"
Yep.
And CM Punk looked like he weighs just probably a little 50 pounds more than Tony Khan. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna give him that. Mm-hmm. And you let that man put his hand in your face,
slap him with your black card.
Come at me. Listen, come at me.
Go home. We'll pay you to stay home. Go home.
Come at
seriously.
me.
Hey, think about it. Y'all remember the first time that y'all raised your voice at one of your parents?
I don't remember because I woke up the next day.
Exactly. And you know what? No, dead ass. You remember that, right? You ain't do that no more, did you? And now look what happened. Ooh.
See the parent side, you about to come out.
I'm sorry, but it just you allow your wrestlers to treat you like you ain't shit. Perfect example. Tony Khan is acting like a white parent. These little white kids can talk to their parents any other way they want to. Shut the fuck up, mom. Get out of my room.
Red.
Right? Yeah, I'll put it this way. You know what happens? This is what happens when you try. This is what happens when you try to be best friends with the no pun intended there, Orange. But this is what happens when you try to be best friends with like your entire wrestling crew because it's like they see you more as a friend than they do as an owner. It's like, or Vince, he could be cool with people, but here's the thing though, he made sure you knew he was the boss.
Yeah, and I believe too that some of the wrestlers do not respect Tony Khan at all. They feel,
why
and that's
would you?
anybody. And that's anybody. Like I feel that once they have like some type of dirt on you, or if they feel some type of weakness on you, they're gonna exploit that. And he was exploited last night.
He was exploited last night, disrespected last night, and now look at you. We are Monday. And you're getting questioned. Still, your show has been over for shit. Hours. Damn near 14 hours. Damn near. And your CEO position is being questioned.
Yeah.
Not by us fans. No. By your employees. By your own employees. Because they punk you on pretty much, you might say, on TV, on video, live video. So, but
you know, there's this article I read recently, and Hill, if you're watching, I'm apologizing, but I gotta bring this man's name up.
Right.
It was about Cody Rhodes and how Cody had a rule where he was interacting with a lot of people backstage, but it was like Cody was kind of a dude that made sure the tensions didn't boil over, and it was like, okay, if somebody did have a problem, Cody would get the two people that had the problem, and they'd talk it out, and then things would be cool. So, so that like if any problems were kind of starting, he would nip them in the bud. But ever since Cody left, all these stories are like starting to increase to the point
coming out,
and nobody's there to handle that business.
And then Tonio said, stop neglecting that is other people's authorities' position that's causing the issues. Punk has no choice but to speak up for himself when the authority figures are causing issues. Punk sold out the arena, and according to him, he did something they couldn't do before him.
In Chicago? They sold out the Chicago before him.
They did. That's true. They've been selling out a lot of arenas way before CM Punk came.
Now, before that, I'm gonna say this: there was certain arenas that they didn't sell, but those is not wrestling towns. They was trying to go out of markets where WWE was not. But Chicago, they sold out Chicago before CM Punk was. Hell, even CM Punk came to their festival, I guess, their wrestling festival before he was signed with AEW. So, yeah, but
or Fight for the Fallen or one or the other.
Yeah, so
I just really believe that if CM Punk left tomorrow, AEW will still prosper. Like, they have a bloated roster. Like, they don't need CM Punk at all. CM Punk needs them.
I'm gonna say both ways. Both ways.
I don't think AEW needs CM Punk. They don't need him.
I want the stuff that he's smoking down there saying that it's both ways. What are you smoking past that? Because it's not both ways.
Hold on, bro. You really want? You talking to the wrong flavor on that one. You really want? But no, the reason why I say
the flavor.
The reason why I say both ways is because for CM Punk need AEW. Again, you was really fading away. He was fading away. Nobody was not even talking about Punk anymore. Your UFC career was over. Backstage, you was not mentioned no more. Or it was the end of backstage. So you pretty much had no choice but to get your name back out there. And since we've been begging it for 7 years, you gave us what we want. For AEW to need CM Punk to add more names. That's all. I mean, think about this. Most of the people that came over, like that was already there, you had to know them from the indies. You had to be a true like a wrestling fan to know who they was, or New Japan, or blah blah. But when you got people that come from the other company, and then you got the biggest name from that other company that haven't wrestled in 7 years, that kind of boosted, kind of, because they rarely hit 1 million viewers. Let's keep it real. Let's be honest. But his name still holds something in the wrestling world.
Mm-hmm.
So they needed that. They needed that part. I'm not saying they needed him for the wrestling. Oh no, the wrestling was already good. Whatever style you want, they had it. They had the flying, the flips, the technical, all that stuff. It's just CM Punk name value. They needed, because honestly, let's put this besides Bryan Danielson. Who name is bigger than CM Punk?
Nobody, honestly. But yeah, y'all.
With all due respect, I can't even put Jericho on that list in L. Jericho's been like a multimedia person for like.
But Jericho was there since day one.
Oh, there.
Yeah,
bro.
So everybody, we're gonna go around for final thoughts. So Reese, you can go. You start first.
Hey. First of all, I would say, what a hell of a weekend that we just had in professional wrestling. And not just with AEW, WWE, all Japan and everything else. So on that aspect, I say, fans, if you love wrestling, whether you're 18 or 80, hey, you had a hell of a week. But as far as this personal shit goes, everybody, I think you need to take a little piece of advice from what Tony Khan said in MJF's little voicemail that he played towards the intro. Y'all need to swallow a very bitter pill. Because egos will kill wrestling faster than anything. And it's like, whatever bullshit you've got going on, or that you think somebody else is causing, sit, talk, iron it out. And if you can't, then, hey, I say this, either stay out, either stay away from the people, or somebody got to leave the company. But because there's just like way too much bullshit going on, like backstage and politics and all the other stuff. And for God's sakes, please keep them bullshit ass dirt sheets out of the rest of it, because you're basically letting them add unnecessary fuel to a fire right now, and a fire that's already out of control as it is, just because y'all don't know how to use your words effectively and iron out problems that don't even need to be problems in the first place. So get the backstage shit straightened out, because what y'all do in the ring, I'll say 95% of the time y'all are good there. Let's get that shit out the way, because we don't need what's happening behind closed doors to suddenly bleed, no pun intended, into the ring.
Okay. Red flags. Go.
I kind of was disappointed that the media scrum overshadowed the fact that Chelsea Green showed her titties at the GCW.
It didn't for me.
But no, all in all, CM Punk once again has proven that his words rule the wrestling world.
That's a good way to put it.
Because we're no longer talking about pay-per-views, we're no longer talking about the flashing. We're talking about him. We're no longer talking about the monkeypox. We're no longer talking about the 8th strain of COVID. We are talking about CM Punk. We're not talking about Christopher and his lemon pepper chicken fingers. We are talking about CM Punk. So, hats off to you, Philip. Hats off to you.
Mr. Antonio?
Like I said before, I'm gonna agree with Reese because I enjoyed this weekend. I watched far too much this wrestling buffet this weekend. I'm full, but the dark cloud I had to wake up to is fucking this media scrum. That's getting annoying. And of course, I'm gonna also say this because Red Flag went up. Yeah, CM Punk proved that he's still the voice of the voiceless. His words we're talking about. That's pretty much what it is. But we need to, not us, what they do. AEW, you need to fix this problem before it spread like cancer. Because if it don't get fixed, it's gonna affect what's inside the ring. And if it affects what's inside the ring, with fans today, with the patience, it's gonna go, and then we probably don't even see AEW no more. So they need to fix this in a hurry. They hit an iceberg. They only got two choices: fix that damn hole or sink. And they need to do it fast because this is outshining your company. The press conference already outshined the great preview you had yesterday. Hopefully, it's not going to shine Dynamite. It's not going to shine Rampage and whatever else you got coming for full gear. You need to fix it before full gear. That's all I got to say.
Cool. So I appreciate you guys coming out and listening to us and listening to the podcast. Hopefully, you guys get all the accurate information as possible. If you guys have any questions, you guys can either email us at #HealsForLifeWrestlingPodcast@gmail.com. We actually use that for fan mail. So if you guys ever want to send us any messages, we're going to be opening up fan mail. So if you can access any questions, as long as they're not disrespectful, I will definitely read them on the podcast. But yes, this whole recipe with AEW, you know what I'm saying, being themselves or whatever, I think that recipe is kind of expiring, just like, you know, DJ Red Flag's potato salad with raisins. But yeah, I just really feel that
now I gotta check my
but
food.
Not to be petty though. It's just like I said, the recipe is kind of, it's not tasting good anymore. You know what I'm saying? And they really need to come up with another way to, you know, work this shit out. Whatever's going on in the back, they need to work it out. If you got egos, throw them out the door, because at the end of the day, that you guys are here to entertain us and not to entertain y'all egos. If you want to do that, entertain your egos, maybe this is not the line of work that you should be doing. Because as you can see,
go to Twitch.
Exactly. Go to Twitch. Play video games. Do that. You know, be a gamer. Be a content creator or some type of shit. You know what I'm saying? You can create anything you want. You can boost up your ego anytime you choose on Twitch. But when it comes to wrestling, I don't want to hear about people fucking bank accounts. I don't. I think that
my bank account looking a little salty right now, and you're talking about somebody else's.
Yeah, my shit look like Kevin's fucking heart is too short right now, so stop that.
Yes, my bank account is
Stop.
Yes, my bank account is
my bank account
barely surviving.
Right.
Yeah, my bank account's looking like as relevant as Dominic Mysterio's heel turn.
Yeah,
no, that was good. No, we'll talk about
it. It was good, but we ain't talking about it.
So what we'll do is tonight on Twitter, we will immediately after Raw goes off the air, we'll be on Twitter and we'll be talking about that for probably a good maybe 30 minutes to an hour or whatever. But yeah, other than that, yes, this has been a very good podcast. Remember to subscribe, folks. Tell everybody about us. Until that time, I am your host, Mr. T. Bring It. Have a wonderful and happy Labor Day. The rest of y'all Labor Day.
Hey, make some potato salad.
Here we go with this damn food. Peace out, man.
Peace and blessings, everybody. Bye.
Peace.
Peace.
Out.